right,
Okay.
and we are back and slowly but surely coming to the second to final round
Yes.
of the base stage, which will be round number 6.
The players are starting to finalize the top 16, those with the impeccable record, as was Jakub.
For
last
example,
time.
our Yoshimaru hero,
His top 16, pretty sure.
most likely,
But
yes.
there are lots of players which are now competing, fighting for their lives for the spot in the top 16. So
Absolutely.
And we hope we get some kind of those games on the camera, because
We will, yeah,
those are the most valuable,
exciting even.
exciting
Yes,
matches.
absolutely. We will definitely see someone who is competing for the place in top 16. Just to remind you about the system that we have for the coverage, or sorry, for the tournament itself.
Yeah.
You don't only need to get to top 8, you can just get to top 16. But there are some bit particular special things. Yeah, we just got an information that we will see a very spicy First Sliver deck in our feature match, which we can be very excited about.
Yeah.
But just to finish the idea
yes,
with
sorry.
the
Continue,
tournament,
yes.
we'll have top 16, and after the first round, we'll have 8 people who won, 8 people who lost, and then there will be the winner bracket, just a normal top 8, and then the losers bracket, we can call it that, why not? And they will be fighting for the 9th and the 10th place.
Yes.
Because those 2 players will also get a dual land. I think it would be revised, I
If
would
they
presume.
won in the 2 rounds.
Right, yes. They will be fighting the top 8 losers, basically. They will be fighting for the chance to, basically, they will need to win 2 more rounds. And they will get a duel as well.
Yes. Basically, everyone who gets to the top 16 has a chance to win some cool prize.
Yeah, and place 1 to 10 will get a duel. So that's why there is also the second top 8 for our
So we now have
fighters.
6 more rounds coming in on Prague Dual Commander.
Absolutely. And we are
Biggest
still
Dual
excited.
Commander event in Czech Republic yet.
Absolutely, absolutely. And as I was told, it's probably the second biggest in Europe, right after our French friends.
And now we see that the First Sliver is facing classic Slimefoot and Squee.
and Squee. So we're gonna see more of this card, of course, but I'm very much interested in Andre Miller's deck and the First Sliver.
Yes.
Now, what do you think about it?
The First Sliver is for me such an fringe
Yeah.
commander,
Absolutely.
and such interesting build choice. I think I saw it once or twice in the NTG top 8, its deck list. I think I even saw a Nif Mizzet Reborn variant, because you play basically around the Cascade, similar to
Absolutely.
the modern Cascade deck.
Like the
variants.
Rhinos. Exactly.
Yes, that you are playing all those cards that are cheap or more expensive than the cards you want to cascade into.
Absolutely.
We are looking at the deck list right now to see what exactly is going on there, but I think we better see it in action, actually.
Absolutely, but I think I was told there is an option that it will go for Hypergenesis, though I'm not really seeing Hypergenesis in the deck list. There might be something else. It is trying
Living
to-
Death.
It
for
could
ex-
be Living
or, sorry,
Death.
it is Living End.
It
The
could-
variant
it
is the Living End is
could
the
be.
the 0 mana value variant.
Let me. I did not see Living End either.
Okay, I guess
We will see.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's get surprised.
very interesting. So
Yeah, we did
even
not see-
we don't know what exactly is the game plan. So
Yeah.
this match will be a complete surprise, and I don't even think the Slimefoot player knows exactly.
Definitely. I think that this is the advantage of playing a sort of a, let's call it a fringe deck.
Yep.
Because your opponent has no idea what to expect.
And also the Slimefoot and Squee. It is, in this case, a kind of a linear deck.
Absolutely.
Considering
Absolutely.
doesn't have much option to differentiate the interaction.
Yeah.
So if you just do the game plan.
Yeah, just
as
the
it is,
good old turn 1 Manadork, turn 2 Slimefoot and Squee.
and then putting out the threat after threat.
Absolutely.
So,
You can also
let's see
see
how
Ondra-
well it will check out compared to the First Sliver
Yeah.
game plan.
We also saw Ondra very aggressively mulliganing down to 5.
Mulliganing to the Gemstone Cavern.
Absolutely. There was the Gemstone Cavern exiling something, which you will see, or won't, because it was just put little
It
too
doesn't
far.
matter. It is
Exiling
exiled,
something. It's
exiled,
away. It's exiled.
Yeah. Slimefoot, as you predicted, Manadork to
Yeah.
1, pretty
Yeah,
obvious play.
turn 1 Manadork. Now turn 2, what they just need is a black land, and then there is an option to continue. I think this is the lands that they can store counters, I believe.
Yes.
Which is like a pop commander from back in 2015 style of decks.
Not even that. I mean, I think I've played 2016, and we even then didn't play those
Yeah,
cards.
I would like to know what's the plan, but it looks like storing
Well,
counter.
It is, in that sense, kind of obvious because you want to play your commander as soon as possible.
Absolutely.
And those are one of the few kinds of lands that can produce a multiple
Absolutely.
mana.
Yeah.
And when you spend those first turns, turn 1 storing thanks to the Gemstone Cavern, and also give you a color of multiple types also.
That's
Because,
true.
The depletion counterlands, for example, they are 1 color, and you can't really afford that because if you produce multiple types of the same mana, then it is useless.
Absolutely, because
5 mana, 5 pith color. commander.
Absolutely. Just to remind our viewers, the First Sliver has got 5 different mana pips, so there is a lot of.
Yeah, Slimefoot missed a Saprolink figure,
That's true.
or
That's absolutely true. That there should have been a Saprolink on the board. I think we'll just let it slide as a miss trigger for the players.
yep,
That's on their own. Oh,
happens. It is a really tough day.
yeah,
lot
it's
of
a long
games.
day also. It's a long day for our players. This is, just to remind you, match number 6. It's also a feature match, which can be very tricky for some players.
And also being on a camera and against First Sliver, you have
Right.
Next to no idea what's going on, so your brain is racing, trying to figure
Exactly.
out what your opponent game plan is about. So you forget so meaningless things as Saprolink.
Absolutely,
We have
absolutely.
Mavlog here.
I think it is Madlock, right? It's the
Because
nice
your opponent
fighter
has
guy.
no creatures, so just Mavlog.
just a simple
Fighting
Madlock.
nothing. Not,
Yeah.
not feeling like
He's not
fighting-
feeling like it today.
fighting someone.
Yeah, he's just
Well,
okay now.
He's with 2 counters, so he's not that
Yeah,
small. And
he was a bit ravenous. You're absolutely right. Now we will see what we will get from Andre on his side of the board, because the race is on. Jan is still trying to push him to lower and lower life total.
Well, yeah. Well, in this situation, this is not racing. The Slimefoot and Squee has a board presence, threatening a very fast clock, 3 turns, I believe, because the power is more than 6. But on the Andre's side, if he gets to do his thing, whatever his thing,
Whatever the thing is, let's
I
hope
don't
it's good.
think In some cases, Jan Hurt's board state can not even matter.
Yeah, well, we can also agree that Jan could have had 2 more Saprolink tokens, though by a choice or by just forgetfulness, he managed to miss the attack trigger on Slimefoot and Squee.
Well, maybe he's really.
I
He
will-
doesn't need.
Yeah,
a
I will
Saprolink
believe.
tokens.
I have my headcanon for this. I think he just became a big fan of playing the Sharpie cube, and he just put away the attack trigger.
Yes.
Now we
We
will
have
see.
First Sliver Lands.
A lot of lands, and a lot of big cascade things.
Oh,
But
okay.
just a lot of
This is
lands.
interesting.
I've
Let's
seen a
see
lot of
how-
lands in the deck list. I wasn't sure if I was just missing the cards.
Fusion.
Well,
stuff.
so many lands.
I think there is going to be one hit possible.
I
most
think so
likely.
as well. We are just looking for something specific.
Not in this part of the
No,
deck.
we are still looking for it. Italy as well. We are still looking for it. Let's see. What is the Emrakul? That's not the thing.
He-
And Sybil's Trickery,
Yep.
which is the trick in there. My lord. Now,
All right.
logically, Tybalt's Trickery will now try to counter his own First Sliver
Yes.
to just go into town again and try to find
Try to cast some
yeah.
big thing.
try to find the biggest thing possible and then just
Military
see
cards
what it is.
that we don't see really, but
Yeah.
doesn't really matter as well. And we go again through the library.
Whee!
This time hitting first big creature, and it is
It's a
something.
it's something. We don't really know what it is.
It is a golem.
Yeah, some sort
A cascade.
It's a cascading golem, okay, and it's 8 mana. Let's just keep it at that. So we are cascading again because
And I don't think there is only one cascade. There is multiple cascades.
there are more cascading things, which is the idea of the deck.
We are.
I'm not really
right as well
sure.
hitting only 8 mana.
Yeah,
cards.
I'm not really sure. And this one has got Discover 5 on enters the
Yes.
battlefield. Honestly, I'm not really sure if there is anything that Jan can do after all of this finishes.
Well, he can watch. And
He can
maybe
watch.
prepare for the next game.
That's true. He can watch, certainly. Can be a nice show for him. So now the Discover 5.
Yeah, cascade after cascade after cascade.
Yeah, Discover is just, as Wizard said, fix Cascade. I think they broke Cascade, honestly, but they call it
I
fixed.
think
Now, I don't remember what was the 5 mana spell, but yes, there was the replicating card, which was very strong in Legacy, but I'm not 100% sure.
we can show it in the.
Yeah, well, if we know the name.
I think I can. Add up E. Wait, E.
R?
No, or E.
We will just try to find the name of this card, but I believe that we will be just... It's not E card, it's something else.
Okay.
But we will just go through the deck probably again based on the situation that's unfolding. So let's go through it again. Doesn't this deck just lose to Counterspell? That's a good question. I honestly think so.
Yep.
And there is a scoop on...
No. Scope. It's kind of a board vibe.
It's just a board wipe. Okay.
It's a Lord of the Rings card. Diga. If you can.
Got something. Let's find it in the deck list. They're saying no. Geothermal. It looks like God, the first thing. And
Go over and go down.
Eh,
So we can show you what exactly cards
we
are
really
going to
want
play.
to show you the cards, but we are unsure what exactly they are, as there's been a lot of things and there is a lot of glare on this one. But we can see that we are still cascading. There was Hit the Motherload as a card. We can find that one, yes.
Yeah, hit them on.
So we can just continue
Discover
the
time.
chain. Honestly, I
Oh my God.
believe that we will just see the majority of the deck and every single spell that is there. It was Creative Technique, the card. that we saw.
Technique.
It's a Creative Technique, I think.
Yeah.
The card next to the golem was probably Creative Technique.
Lo and
Yeah.
behold, we are cascading again.
We are cascading again. Now, I'm not really sure if there is any... And Italy, we will do that again, basically.
Casting something.
Well, he'll get Gilded Goose from Jan, but he'll get
Such a great hit, right?
Well, the best you can get.
But I think you can get something even better from your
I
deck.
believe that Andrei's deck will have something nice to show.
Yeah.
Now, this deck is very interesting. Now, he unfortunately chose a spot on the camera that we can't really see anything.
Yeah.
He's flipping.
100% clear that.
Yeah,
Emrakul.
Emrakul, the hopes ends. Now we will stop the chain, basically.
Yeah, but the Emrakul is cast, so he gets its trigger.
Absolutely.
Claiming control over.
There is probably another trigger coming in from the Lord of the Rings card, which we are still not sure about.
I'm not.
Okay, I think that we will just have to live with the fact. We will just have to live with the fact that we don't know. You know, life is also.
You don't search the correct.
I know. It just does this thing. I think life is also nice when you have a little bit of mystery.
Yeah.
You know,
And somehow the whatever the red card is played again.
I'm not sure. Maybe a rebound. Maybe just I don't know, blink.
I think.
I trust our players to correctly resolve their things, because in this case we haven't really seen this First Sliver deck, and we are just stumped.
As I said, is just watching and can't really do anything. His deck is not the most interactive sort.
Yeah,
when
it's
it comes
not
to
built.
Instant speed or stack interaction. Milestone Wanderer. Everything has gaze.
I think,
another two cascades, so everything swings.
Yeah, and there has been scoop on the
after
side.
wiping the whole board.
Yeah, this is interesting deck. Very interesting.
I'm not really sure if this deck does exactly all this in this particular order, but basically the cascade triggers the way for the one of the big creatures you have in the library.
Yeah,
because you are guaranteed to hit the Tibbles trigger.
Yes, absolutely.
Then you counter the First Sliver, and you hit one of the creatures.
Yeah,
that creature get another cascade effect. That cascade effect gets another cascade effect.
Exactly.
And you go over and over again. So don't they won this way?
Like, honestly, this was surprising.
Yeah.
Absolutely surprising.
Well, we kind of expected that since the First Sliver has cascade, the strategy will definitely entail something, including the cascade.
I was personally hoping for honest Sliver aggressive deck. Unfortunately, once again, I have to say I'm still surprised because this was very cool.
Yeah.
Like with Svaelun, I also expected a Merfolk deck. It's probably not that. Maybe it is. We still don't know.
Let's keep the hope alive and see the game 2 if Jan Hurt can do anything about this.
That's my question. Like, is there really something that Jan can do about this?
I don't know how much mainstream his decklist is, but the first thing that comes into mind is not letting the First Sliver resolve.
Yes.
And since he has no stack interaction,
absolutely.
The first, my idea was either Blood Moon, Magus of the Moon, Contamination. Attack his mana.
Yes.
Once you attack his mana, he cannot play the First Sliver, and his deck basically, I don't think, can function at all.
Absolutely.
That's the first thing. Turn off all those pesky non-basic lands. Second, since Jan Hurt is on the play, he can just kill him before he gets to play his commander.
Definitely.
Because this was a particular situation when the OJ was still at two-turn clock from the Slimefoot player.
It's true.
And the only saving grace that he gets to perform his combo as soon as possible, it was the Gemstone Cavern in combination with the storage land.
It's absolutely true.
It was what, turn 3, I believe.
I think it was turn 3 or turn 4.
Because he had 4 lands?
I think it was turn 4. Or 3, because there was the Gemstone Cavern. But also remember that Andre was very aggressive on mulliganing, giving down to 5 lands.
I believe this deck has to mulligan quite effectively or quite often, because you don't need any of those big payoff spells.
Yes.
You want them in your library. You cannot have the Tablet's Trickery in the hand.
Is a problem.
You cannot draw it, because then your deck doesn't do anything.
Absolutely.
And you need at least some way to accelerate yourself by using the land cards, basically. Because, let's be honest, if Jan Hurt's deck won't stumble greatly,
Yeah.
the first sliver won't live to turn 5.
That's true. And that is probably the only hope that Jan can have. He needs to basically make his deck as fast as possible. Just
Okay, so
quickly try. We see basically
Ondřej
a
keeps
land full of
6
hands.
or 5. I think he decides.
Yeah, he's deciding
second
on
cards to
the
pitch.
second card. He went down to 5.
Right.
And he just kept solid 5 lands.
Well, as you could see, there are many lands in this
Yes,
deck, and
absolutely.
not many spells.
Now, Elvish Spirit Guide into cycling the
The troll.
troll of Khazad-dûm and reanimating the troll. Now, this is what I call clock, ladies and gentlemen, because
Well,
this
I
is
don't
very
think
good.
Ondřej will live to turn 3, not even turn 5.
Exactly.
In this sense.
Exactly. Now, this is a nice way to make Ondřej basically not be able to do anything.
Well, I have to admit, I've seen an Otawara in Ondřej's hand, but I don't think that will be quick enough.
Not good
as
enough.
well.
Also, I see a lot of fetch lands, and those fetch lands can be really nasty because
Well,
there is a clock coming in.
And you can afford 1 because 3 hits from troll is 18. So
know.
You can pay only 1 life
I know.
to turn 3.
But I'm
turn
also
3
I'm also expecting a follow-up on turn 2. I'm expecting a creature coming in. Any kind of creature, any kind of
Yeah,
mana
mana
dork.
dork. So the turn 4 has Slimefoot and turn 5. No, sorry. Turn 2 mana dork, turn 3 Slimefoot, turn 4 kill.
Potentially.
As it looks right now.
Yeah.
Well-
The Maze of Ith is a very nice option. Let me check the deck list because I really want.
I don't trust you. I don't trust
really
the
want this
Maze
to
of
be
Ith.
true.
I don't trust the Maze of It is present just because this deck really needs its land untapped and producing mana in order to get the first sliver in play.
I'm sorry to
It was-
announce the fact it's not in Ondřej's deck list.
It
Maze
would
of
be
Ith is not
incredibly
not
funny
possible.
if it was, because imagine if he just plays Maze of It.
Yeah.
But
It
then-
would work.
Well, and Slimefoot player would play either Urborg or Yavimaya.
Right.
And enabling him to
Ramp him.
use the mana,
Absolutely
use the Maze of
fantastic.
It to cast command.
No, this
turn
is what I
turn.
call a big brain play. Absolutely.
Yes. Like we saw in the Slimefoot Tamio matchup, when the Tamio player had no green lands and the Slimefoot player thought about playing Yavimaya or not.
Yeah, now there has been Amarth, I believe, discarded, or sorry, milled from Surveil. Now 3 mana.
Surveil,
I think
yes.
we will see more aggression just
Lelia,
coming
turn
Ondřej's
everything,
way, and
right.
Lelia slam
And I
down.
believe we are going to see game 3.
Absolutely. Now there is Exile on Lelia on the Detective Phoenix. Little unfortunate, but you care about the damage itself. That is the important
Yeah,
thing
for
right
sure.
now. Which, if I'm counting correctly, Ondřej is going down to a single point of life. Maybe I miscounted.
No, it's he was 1 hit from the troll.
True. Yeah, I was miscounting.
It's 14 and 8 with 4 is 4.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. It checks out. That's on me.
No
And
way.
that's a scoop
Yes.
from Ondřej Miller.
Definitely.
But do not forget, well, Ondřej will start, probably, it depends on the choice.
That means no Jameson McCullen.
That's true. I'm not really even sure if Ondřej wants to go first or second, but we've seen what kind of aggression is Honza's deck capable of
I
doing.
believe the tempo, or not tempo really, but the beginning, the start, and the speed of which you perform your strategy pretty much guarantees you need to go first.
Absolutely.
Because as you saw, it was a kind of unstandard situation that Slimefoot player had troll turn 1.
Yeah, that's not super common.
that also happened.
It was a crazy play,
of the
honestly.
game. But the first sliver needs a start very quick
Yeah.
and basically help ramp himself with those sluggish lands mostly, and cannot like rely on gemstone caverns.
Absolutely. But I think you can rely on at least some mana acceleration because there is a lot of it in the deck. So potentially First Sliver turn 4 could be
We'll see
viable.
about that.
We'll see, of course. But if it's possible to do that, I'm not really sure how Honza would be capable of killing Andre quickly enough in just 3 turns. I'm not really sure if Slimefoot Squee would be capable of that. Of course, that
believe
depends on the hand that Andre will have. This is a very interesting style of game. I'm not even sure if Jan ever played against such a unique
I would
style
be
of deck.
really confused, or
Yeah,
I would believe not so.
I would be confused as well. Like, what am I supposed to do?
Right.
How is this even legal? This
Well,
would be my question.
It is a very clunky.
Absolutely. One
strategy.
counter spell and you're done. Or stifle effect, for example.
Yes. As I said, there is not just a fast clock. The Slimefoot can combat this deck to win the game 3. He can also find some of those permission cards. For example, Magus.
Absolutely.
Contamination even.
And I
that
think
will look down.
Blood Moon could be an
Andre's land-
option as well, right?
Andre's lands,
Yes.
and he has no way of winning anymore.
I think in this case, Jan kind of needs to mulligan into these cards.
Because I don't think I've seen a single basic land.
That's
on
true.
this,
Well,
deck.
there are some.
Yes,
I've
yes,
seen
there are.
some in the deck list, but when I say some, I mean like 5 snow-covered forests, islands, 1 snow-covered forest, and that's maybe about it.
Huh, interesting.
So just some filling
Alright.
lands, basically. The majority of lands in
Oh.
this deck are just interesting one-offs, and a lot of interesting. Well, there are the channel lands, so they can do at least something.
Yeah,
That is
so
an option.
Both players are mulliganing to
At least 6.
to
Yeah, Andre went down to 5 actually, I believe, which is quite common for him.
Yep. Or for his deck.
Yeah.
The worst kind of situation if you keep some non-land cards
Yeah.
and you are drawing them.
Yes, absolutely.
Since if you hit
Okay,
your
only 6.
land drop,
Only 6.
if you hit your land drop every turn, you should be theoretically fast enough to
Yeah.
perform the strategy. And as we saw, if he gets to cast his commander, the game is basically over.
It's absolutely true, which is crazy, but that's how the deck runs.
Yeah. So
It's a
gonna
very
see.
interesting. Now, the majority of decisions, at least in my opinion, is now on Honza's side of the table.
And the actions, because he really needs to plan his whole strategy for this game in order to really win in
Yes.
a lot of time he has.
And he's going down to 5, maybe just to find some
sense?
answer, maybe
Needs-
just to find the Blood Moon or the Magus of the Moon or Contamination.
Like
some
frankly,
kind of effect.
even the troll on turn 1, on turn 2 would
Yes.
theoretically be fast enough.
Yes, theoretically, yes. I think that Andre would easily be capable. A little cheeky joke for the audience. Now, Andre would theoretically be capable, like every single time, to do it on turn 4 because he will be aggressively mulliganing down to those depletion lands that can give you more mana, basically,
Yeah.
or storage lands, let's call them.
And do we see what Jan is keeping?
We don't really know, but I
don't think
we
I've-
will find out very soon.
Yes.
Okay, there's been a land on.
Sacrificing, you get 2 land. But it provides you with 2 mana of
Elf
the same
of
kind.
Deep Shadow.
Yes, a mana dork from the Slimefoot side,
Yeah.
not really surprising.
It's quite
Still,
common start.
no idea what the game plan is. He has a basic forest, so he can now play Blood Moon without locking himself out of mana, because he
Absolutely.
had black from the mana dork and green from the basic land.
Yes.
Opponent played some kind of
Land. Let's just call it a land. There is a land. I think
I-
it's a tapped land that could be like a depletion land. And now we can see a fetch probably into a
slime.
red source. Well, it needs to be a red source. And then Slimefoot and Squee.
This is the verge.
Yeah, bad lands.
I don't think
Is it
either
a
of those
storage land?
lands can Ondřej help casting
They are not.
Commander earlier.
They're not storing, right?
Yeah, I don't think so.
We will see. Okay, there is like a
Classical
just a
fetch land?
fetch land.
Yeah, and
I don't really. I'm not
Croissant
really
Verge,
sure.
if you look
I will check it
look it up.
if it's there.
Croissant Verge.
There is no croissant verge.
I'm reading it. It's hard to see.
Maybe isn't it Ancient Springs? Could be. I think I'm seeing A as the first letter. Can we try to find Ancient Spring? Might be the card. Might not. It might
see.
even be relevant. We don't really know yet.
Yeah, Jan Hurt, do we get the support link?
Well, he once again missed the trigger.
I know, he has only one token
That's true.
by himself.
That's
so
true.
He cannot create more.
I think no. As I said, Jan Hurt is just appreciating the new rise of Sharpie magic, and he just crossed the attack.
Yep.
He does not like to have triggers on attack. We also have Tarmogoyf, which means we will be putting up pressure, although he's only a measly
Huge
one-
Tarmogoyf, yes,
Yeah,
only
just
lands.
a 1/2. There's nothing much
Sadly,
else.
only lands in play.
Okay, so maybe it's the kind of a fetch land.
Yeah,
Maybe
that fetches 2.
Maybe it's the one that fetches 2, but for like tapping and more mana.
Let's see.
Seems likely. That does seem likely.
And you need to pay mana for the effect.
Yes.
Something along the lines of the colorless that fetches 2 basics. So
Sounds like it. It sounds maybe not basics, but basic types, because it looks like
no. I mean the similarity. of
you mean
the-
like the Myriad Landscape,
Yes,
something
exactly.
like that.
That's what I wanted.
It's
Yeah,
some
yeah.
effect like Myriad Landscape.
Well, if it's so, that means Ondřej has 4 mana. If he has a land drop,
Which he does because he
we
only
might
has lands.
see First Sliver doing his shenanigans again.
Now, I'm not really sure what is Jan Hurt's plans to solve this. The question is there
counter spell.
enough mana? Is there enough colors? But seems like it.
Yeah, there is the old school filter land.
Yeah, we have the
colorless
filter
for
land.
2
Right, so we have the Wooburg. Okay.
Yes, we got 2 triumphs, basic, 2 and 1 black.
Yeah. I thought I saw double blue.
Okay, we see the stuff going on again. Sorry, I'm not really
Isn't
sure.
this blue and blue?
No, I believe that's a black line.
Okay.
The first one.
Okay. That's on me, sorry.
I don't think this deck has a fail rate at this point.
It doesn't, well, it can fail in the case that
It can-
you just hit Emrakul, but still you got Emrakul,
You can hit Emrakul with what?
like
Exactly?
Tibble Trickery.
Yes.
Like it would be
So-
the first spell to hit.
Right. You still have Emrakul against those board.
And you control your
Still
opponent
pretty
for
bad.
the next turn.
Yeah.
I think,
So let's see what we hit.
did Ondřej just break the meta?
Well, you still get what you already said.
You can-
huge vulnerability against
Yes.
any type of interaction that
And Cameo
considers-
is quite a popular thing.
me milled some.
He milled 2, but it's not super important.
Isn't that red card like important?
It was-
for maintaining the cascade?
Well, right now, not really, because anything. But that's what I call
What?
it, ladies
What?
and gentlemen. I
how
call
many,
it all
how
the
many
time.
creatures? You just called one that.
Well, that's the one that I was thinking
Wow.
about. That could end the cycle, because this one
Yeah.
doesn't really do anything else. Now we have a flashing in of.
And the flare.
Yeah,
Killing
there is a
the
flare,
Emrakul.
which basically makes Ondřej sacrifice the Emrakul. But there was still the trigger of Emrakul.
Yes.
So Ondřej will control Jan for the next turn,
Yeah.
during which there might be a lot of things going wrong for Jan.
Ondřej can recast his commander maybe next turn. But the fact is, it doesn't do anything. I believe the only
Absolutely.
hit you can cascade into is just the Tibalt's Trickery, which
That-
is now cast in the
That
graveyard.
is the problem, absolute problem of the deck. That once you fizzle,
Yeah.
you are done. Basically, if we understand the deck correctly, I'm not even sure if there is something you
Your
can do.
opponent deals with the threat, which now
Yeah.
happens.
Now we will see all the cards.
Yeah.
that-
Andre now controls Jan Hurt.
Absolutely.
And makes the decisions for him. So we will see what will happen.
The
Then we
Chthonian
have
Nightmare.
Barogoyf and Chthonian Nightmare, which I believe he can
I'm not really
use
sure.
it to some effect. No, he has 4 lands. He can play it and sacrifice something to return something meaningless. I'm not sure if there is something in the graveyard. No, there is no creature.
Yeah, so he can't even. There is the Bowmasters, but like,
yeah, there is Bowmaster.
what
Sorry.
can you do? Like, you sacrifice the Goyf and you return the Bowmasters. Does it achieve much?
You pink your Saprolink, so sacrificing Slimefoot means
Yeah.
he remains in the graveyard. Maybe that's the worst
Well, my question.
scenario, but it's still, there are other creatures, other spells
Yeah,
on the Unhurt
and-
stuff, and his deck can function furthermore. He has
Yeah.
Baragoyf, he can play next turn and
Right,
start grinding
right.
value. Andre is being stopped, and he can still maybe 1-2 turns if he lives cast one of the huge.
That's true.
mana
That was
cards.
what I was thinking
And
about.
if he, for example, resolves Maelstrom Wanderer or the Galta and
Yeah.
or sorry, the Etale,
Yeah.
the Red Dinosaur, and
Yeah,
it's
Italia.
2 meaningful threats,
Right.
I think the game is kind of far from
Like,
over
Andre
yet.
is not done for 100%.
No.
Definitely, he will not take any damage this turn, and he will disrupt Jan's plan. That's for sure. But I'm not really sure if he'll be able to survive long enough. Yeah, he sacrificed the Slimefoot and Squee,
Yes.
reanimating and
Yes.
putting back the Bowmasters, pinging. Yes.
What I called, yeah.
Absolutely, very good
killing
call.
Slimefoot, killing token with the Bowmasters. You are resetting Bowmasters, and you got Goyf.
And Squee is just gone.
And unfortunately, Emrakul went bye-bye long
Yeah.
before Jan Hurt could be forced to attack
Right.
something into it. But still, Jan Hurt now takes another turn, but doesn't have much options other than play Barogoyf, attack with everything.
Yeah, there
and
will be just
praise-
smashing, right?
And praise that Andre doesn't have some huge follow-up going on, because well,
Absolutely.
if he has untapped land, I think thanks to the sacrifice land, he can have up to 7 mana if I count correctly.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Depends if 7 is good enough for anything that he
I
draws.
believe it hits some.
It is some.
Of the threats.
Some, yes. It could also
Interaction
be
pieces.
used to just replay the first sliver, although it will just not find anything. It will
Yeah.
just be a 5/5.
Sacrificing the land for First Sliver kind of seals the deal. It's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
the right call.
Definitely not.
Unless he really has nothing to work with, and this is just
Right.
the last
Uh,
attempt. No, they just. Okay.
there has been a mistake on my end.
Everything's alright.
Everything's all right. Yeah,
You
I
just
think-
mistake that he only passed the turn.
That's right,
And
that's right.
realized that it
Emrakul-
was Emrakul's extra turn.
Yes.
That he was given.
Yes, yes, yes,
Yep.
yes, 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 yes. That was completely on me. I'm sorry. Maybe I was just dreaming that Emrakul was much better.
Never mind. It is a difficult day for us.
Yeah,
Still,
it's
right?
also long. And
Yeah.
well, in this case, I'm still thinking like, what can Andre Miller do?
one of those huge.
And that's the only
deals a bunch of damage.
Yeah,
to
but now it's the
creatures.
only option. My analysis was based on the fact that he'll just get his turn back. But now I can see that.
Well, he takes
he'll
some
die.
damage first.
Yeah,
But
that's true.
let's see what's gonna happen.
I think this will be probably
I fully
last
believe that
turn-
this is not a good situation.
yes.
And the game is probably done.
Yeah.
Right.
Use the Catonian Nightmare to get the Squee back.
It is such a uncommon
Yeah.
way of the card function
That's true. That's true.
enchantment that acts by returning itself. To the
Right,
hand.
right. But we will see if there are any options for Andre to get out of this sticky situation.
I see land.
Well,
and
there
maybe
will
something.
be lands. Depends if there is something that can do something.
Well, in Andre's case, every land does something interesting, almost.
Yeah, that's true.
So maybe he will find some way to figure out of this
Yeah.
nonsense.
I think this is like a nice deck for people who like to collect lands. What do you think? You can basically play all of your lands in this deck. You have all the options.
You are missing a bunch of the usual suspects because you have your land slot filled with those storage lands, etc.
That's true. And
yeah,
that is scoop on Andre's
nothing
side.
to be done. Not
Yeah.
enough mana for anything meaningful.
Absolutely
and,
true. But
the game is over.
yeah, but as I was saying, hitting the Emrakul was probably the only thing that could have stopped Andre.
Yeah, I think all the other cards are cascades, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I will just.
Okay, let's have a quick break before we get an interview possibly going on.
All right, and welcome. We are here with Andre, and we would like to show you. Hell, well, we was not the winner, but we was definitely winner in our hearts because he showed us a crazy deck, 100%. Now, what would you like to say about it?
So the deck is First Sliver. Originally, the idea came with like, is there a card that I could play like always in the command zone consistently that would win me the game? I found Thibaut's Trickery. So when I play Sliver, hit Thibaut's Trickery, I counter the Sliver and I play something else.
Absolutely.
So for a little while, the first version had Cultivator Colossus and 98 lands.
Okay.
And it won through like Glacier Chasm and mazes. But that's not what I'm playing.
great.
I'm playing a Cascade deck.
Yes.
So it's playing 13 non-lands, and there's like a structure to it that like some cards play other cards.
Yeah.
Then there are cascades, but I only play like cascades of like cost 8 and more, because a cascade of a cost 8 or more can hit a card with cost 7 that can, for example, like go up.
Yeah.
Like it's about going up and down and basically
Okay,
making sure
okay.
like decreasing the chance that like the sequence stops. It's about the chain reaction.
Makes sense.
Okay. Have
okay.
you taken the idea? Because I think I've seen in historic in arena, MTG arena.
Yes, you can play
So
there. I tried it a
the
couple of
double
times, and
trickery
people
decks-
with counters lose.
Yes.
Okay.
Indeed. But when the double trickery was printed, I've seen the decks that was countering their own spells, cast something big.
Yes, it's banned now, no?
Yeah,
Double
it
trickery
got
was
banned,
That's
right
because of
away.
Tibalt.
Yes.
Okay.
Double trickery got banned. Okay. How about the games? What's your game plan? It's just to... How do you manage to cast First Sliver as soon as possible?
Yes, there are like we would need to talk about like the lands specifically. There are like certain lands that allow you a turn for sliver. Like I guess go through the deck
Storage
and
lands, right?
right. Okay, so these storage lands, I don't know if it's
I think
yeah,
the green
it
screen will just
doesn't really work with the camera.
You
Okay,
can show some cards.
so probably the best cards are these like old from I think Onslaught or
you can
Uh,
maybe
the-
just explain them if
okay,
you want to.
Ancient Spring. So they're nice because they give you basically mana of 2 different colors. So I want as many of these as possible.
Yes.
Then there are others that basically give you like 2 either by sacrificing themselves or they're like
Ancient Springs. You can see it in the stream.
Yes, good. Then there are others that basically give you 2 like the depletion lands. So for example, what's it called?
Yeah, the depletion counter, like
But they give two of the
Decay,
same.
Woodlot, something like
yes,
that.
the
But
Caribou-
don't they give two of the same man?
They give 2 of the same, and they only work thanks to these other cards which filter.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's
so
right.
it's basically a
Right.
combo between 2 lands to
Right.
give you enough mana.
So you need to
And
make
enough
sure,
cards.
even in your opening hand, that like you can add like the 5 together.
Yes.
Interesting note: I don't play Command Tower.
Okay.
I don't play any gold lands because it's so consistent.
All right. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy.
Yeah. So of course, when you have a deck with 90 lands, you have like some free slots.
Yeah.
For a while, I played like temples, or now we play survey lands, because I thought, hey, what am I doing? I might as well scry, but that's not good. You don't want to hope that you draw into the combo. You want to have the combo in your opening hand.
Yes.
And you can mulligan very aggressively because a combination that gives you the sliver has like 3 or 4 cards in it.
Right.
So you're completely happy mulliganing like 4 times, and every mulligan is like a Wheel of Fortune, right? And you
We
see
have
7.
seen that.
For land drops, and you are here, right?
Yes, exactly.
We have seen that actually, like even in the first and second game. I think from all 3 games, the highest count in your hand was just 6.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
you get 5 cards, and 6 cards. So
Yeah.
aggressive mulligans all around.
Yeah. So if I know I'm going to mulligan many times, I will be able to see like maybe 35 cards out of my deck.
Yeah.
So we're getting into a situation where if I'm playing against Burn and I know that I'm losing against Blood Moon, there's like a 1/3 chance that I get Boseiju because I can mulligan so aggressively. for it.
Right.
So yes, against Burn I lose to Blood Moon. Against Mono White I lose to like Boromir,
Yeah.
Dranic Magistrate, Thalia.
Yeah.
There are some removals, for example, if they attack into an Eiganjo, or there's like the trumpeting Carnosaur, like the deal that you discard to deal
I
damage.
also see the snow-covered land, the
Ye-
Mount of
ye-
Ronom.
Yes. I lost a game against Mono White with Boromir, and after that tournament, I put this in because I was just so desperate for removal.
But it's a colorless land, right?
It's colorless. Yes. It's really like a removal slot for long games, and I have like so in the real version, I would play like 2 snow-covered lands. I don't have the dual lands, so I'm playing like 4 islands instead of it.
Yeah, 4 or 5 even, right?
Yeah. So just to note, this deck regarding like the fetches, shocklands, and duels, it plays many islands. Like all the dual lands have islands in it, and it plays Mystic Sanctuary because I can sometimes surprise people by playing Sliver. They can't trade Mystic Sanctuary, Sliver again.
That was something that we wanted to, and we have a question about how does it beat control decks. So
Okay,
how
so
do you deal with the fact that somebody counters your Tibalt trickery? So this is
yes,
one option,
I
right?
won some slow games, and basically like the best cards for that matchup are like these storage lands. You have like the Time Spiral storage lands, which require another land to be tapped.
The name?
Like for example, Bottomless Vault.
Bottomless Vault. Yeah.
But then you have like this land, which can basically like add up mana by itself. So imagine you have 2 of these on your hand, and you play against the deck that does like land pass. So if you have 2 of these, you are getting 3 mana every single turn, and like they're not pressuring you. So by turn 6, you maybe play Apex Devastator from your hand. How do they counter 5 spells? They don't.
The first game,
Mm-hmm.
we saw the stuff with the Gemstone Cavern and
Yeah.
the storage land.
Yeah.
Was that turn 3 even?
Yes, that was turn 3.
And
I
because
could
the
actually,
tournament that
I could actually activate the storage land turn 1 thanks to the cavern, which doesn't usually happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we were like, what can Jan Hurt just do about this? He was just cooked at the point, basically.
Okay. A big part of why this deck wins is people don't know how to play against
Exactly.
it. So, like if somebody meets it and like they lose to the combo, they have like 2-3 minutes to think before the games, before going to game 2.
Yeah.
And there are some things you can do. So, for example, if Jan Hurt played like Blood Moon or Contamination,
Yes.
I would lose. So putting the information out there, Felias can swap into Thalias. And once they know it, I won't beat them anymore.
But there was the idea we were thinking about
Yeah.
that he should also aggressively mulligan
And
into
because
something like this.
because I'm so all in,
Yeah.
like I could literally mulligan it to like 2 cards, have the Blood Moon, and you would win.
Yeah.
Vitalia, also means you will get to pay 1 more to cast your
I have
Plus Trickery.
Yes,
and
but then also for
cascading-
each subsequent non-creature spell.
But if you hit creatures, you can still win, right?
True. But I think like half of the cards are non-creatures, so it would be very expensive.
Very big roulette.
Yeah.
Right. And one thing that I'm sorry for calling out before, I basically kind of predicted the sad reality of the last game, that you can basically break by hitting Emrakul as the first
It's
spell.
funny that like Emrakul is the worst thing that I can pull out.
Yeah,
because
that's
that means that I
interesting.
don't play my deck.
And isn't
Right.
that the only card that doesn't lead to other spells?
There is some chance that I start by playing like the cheapest cards first. So, for example, the Expressive Iteration and then the Carnosaur. And if after that I hit something that like, 6-cost Cascade, it hits nothing and it breaks. But there's like a very low chance for that.
Right. I believe that you have the deck figured out. Maybe this was the situation of swapping out the Emrakul. Is it still worth it to play it?
It was just an unfortunate series of events.
I think true.
Maybe.
Basically, when it works out, what I do is I have a big board. It has haste thanks to Wanderer,
And you wipe the board
I wipe
to
the
your
board,
friend?
and then I take the next turn. So if I there were some games that I lost because of Emrakul, but also there were some games that I won because of Emrakul. So it's hard to say. It also plays Eye of Uganus, which is another like option that's against control. You could have like Tolaria West, transmute it into Eye of Ugain, which finds Emrakul, and maybe you win like that.
Yeah. But
Okay.
still, it was very interesting to see such a, I would even say crazy kind of deck, which is it's
Absolutely,
wonderful. It's
you have to be
wonderful.
prepared for very silly games.
If
Yeah.
you can go just a little bit further, the first game then, the Sliver turn 3,
Yes.
Jackson Cavern Storage Land, is this the fastest that it can go?
It definitely can do it turn 2.
Oh, okay. With the Storage Land...
No,
sacrifice
it can't. It can't.
No,
yeah,
so
no,
it's
no.
the fastest.
Turn
Okay,
3.
yeah.
I think my like favorite games are with like basically 2 double lands and then like the creative technique.
Yeah.
Which can completely replace the Sliver, and it's also good play, for example, against Aragorn. What's the chance that they can counter 2 of your spells?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right.
And it's interesting that I also love the fact that you showed us the fastest possible version
Yeah,
right off
it's
the
nice
bat.
that it happened on the camera, and then
Yeah.
I played Solitaire for 5 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
Playing
And
my deck.
we were also here playing a game of what the hell is that card? Because we
Yeah,
were like
true.
trying to figure out. We've never seen such a card.
Okay, some opponents don't care, but I had like an opponent in turn 2 that read every single card, and
Yeah.
our first game took half an hour because of that. Obviously, like I play lots of nonsensical cards.
Yeah,
And
we
every
also-
single land, of course, as well.
Which land?
No, every single land.
Yeah, yes, very unknown lands. Like sometimes I mean,
what does one do? What
and I
does
play
one do?
like Teferi's Isle. Like
Yeah,
who plays
yeah.
Teferi's Isle?
Right.
But if you and if you time it correctly, like you can use it.
Okay, that's fantastic.
What was your run up until today? What was your matchups? Good ones?
Acererak combo where I was faster than like a partner for color reanimator, where I think I won because my opponent didn't know my deck and like used Stifle for like a transmute, and I was then able to combo out.
Yeah.
Felia where I won. I'm thinking. Grixis partner Storm which beat me.
Yes. Your Grixis.
Which
Right.
it's a faster combo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
understandable. But still, it's a very nice and very neat deck. We still wish you to maybe try to squeeze into the top 16,
What's the score?
which we really look for.
I think it's for 2 now.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
could still be possible to
see.
squeeze
It's possible,
in.
it's
still
possible.
possible to squeeze in, and I would
Okay.
love to just see
Okay.
this kind of madness, let's say.
Exactly.
In
Winning
top
My only
16.
hope was like for people to see it.
Yeah,
So
and
maybe
people
it
saw.
won't be a top 8, but it's still on camera. And it's here. So
And it's a fantastic.
it's a
Mission
success in
completed.
my heart.
We love that, honestly. Andre,
Okay.
thank you very much. Even though
Thanks.
you lost, it was very nice.
Thanks for the showcase.
Super cool deck.
And
Yeah.
it was fantastic. So
Okay.
we will see you in a couple of minutes for our final round of the base stage. And then we will continue with top 16. See
Let's
you in a
go.
moment. Bye for now.